immense lookout is world famed. It affords a view of one of the loveliest valleys in the world. The great plateau on the fringe of which is built the famous Buffalo Chalet covers an area of 13.5 square miles, and every square mile has its own particular beauties. Indeed, the plateau is one of unending and untiring sequence of crystal clear streams cascading in waterfalls. Well-graded paths lead to numerous lookouts from which the magnificent buffalo panoramas spread before us to the misted foothills and encircling peaks of the Australian Alps.
I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast, a tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms.
Here is evidence that it isn't so bad to be on the rocks after all, with all the views to call your own. What a place to sit and think, or even just sit. Perhaps you prefer the green sward of lawn in front of the chalet, where you may be shamelessly and luxuriously lazy. If your golf is losing its fluency, then tick off a few shots at clock golf. You may hole in one without shouting the chalet, which is something to be thankful for. You may ride the high horse or the low horse, but no matter how you go, you must go and see the monolith, an immense granite sentinel poised against a cloud-flecked sky. Here we get our first glimpse of it. Visitors are requested not to push it over. So far, this request has been rigidly observed. An easy means of ascent has been provided to the monolith, and from its pinnacle an inspiring view is enjoyed, including the beautiful Lake Catani. Lake Catani is within easy walking distance of the chalet and is just one of the many popular tracks. The lake itself affords splendid opportunities for boating and swimming. You can also fish for trout. Did I say swimming? My, boo, how time flies. Is this next winter or the last? No, sir, the weather doesn't change like this at Buffalo, but just a glimpse of gleaming snows to help you visualize the jewel of Lake Catani in a different setting. I did say swimming and fishing too. It was intended to give you some idea of the size of the fish that got away, but unfortunately the screen wasn't large enough. But believe me, there's mighty good fishing to be enjoyed on Lake Catani. Whether viewed from the heights above or from the track winding around the shore, this lake never fails to thrill the seeker after natural beauty. Whether you walk, ride or motor, whatever your preference for transport, your impressions of the lake will be the same. It is indeed a rare gem, clasped in nature's delicately wrought setting of emerald forest, reaching down to its very shore. Winter Buffalo means an introduction to your humble servant, the tractor. This track leads to the mighty cathedral in the background, which, as you see, raises its granite peak above the snow-covered foothills. But now, the cathedral spire rises heavenward from rolling foothills of green, and over that lovely carpet, exquisite wildflowers are delicate pastel dabs of color. Riding is a very popular phase of life during the summer season at Buffalo, and the horses are as sure-footed as mountain goats, but far easier to ride. And they're well-behaved too. You'll never hear of a buffalo horse letting a woman down. Why, they're as well-behaved as the buffalo thermometer. Here is real proof that Mount Buffalo has an attraction for the fair sex, and those who could be fair if they wished. And here too is proof that the plateau has a double attraction for single young men. This immense cliff face will give you some conception of the height of the plateau above the forest and gorge, thousands of feet below. Here is the magnificent panorama our charming friends are enjoying. The plateau is not only enriched with rugged beauties, but with wide open spaces which in winter provide long ski runs. Now in summer it affords a chance to give your horse its head. In the distance you see the Horn, the highest point on the plateau. We shall see it at closer quarters in a minute. Just a few more steps and we're on the lookout itself. Before us is spread a typical panorama rolling away into infinity. Seemingly balanced rocks mark the spot aptly named Viewpoint. But then the plateau boasts many viewpoints, but a view from Viewpoint is something to cut out and frame. Sunshine and shadow enhance the beauty of verdant valleys and sloping hills, and springtime loveliness is everywhere during the buffalo summer. And so we have been afforded a brief glimpse of the most picturesque, the most rugged, and the most enthralling mountain region in the whole of Australia, a refuge from high-hitting thermometers, a new world altogether, where summer is always spring, where silver streams tumble over the rocks on the plateau and leap into the deep valley below, reflecting through the sunbeams a gossamer web of fugitive rainbow colors. The placid and peaceful lakes in quiet settings, rugged cliffs and mighty gorges, and incomparable panoramic views. You are above the clouds, in another world, when you take the royal road to romance that leads to Mount Buffalo National Park.